Aaron Bushell, fail is not a four-letter word. Fail is not a four-letter word. Aaron Bushell.
You're not failing enough. In 1832, Abraham Lincoln opened a general store, and despite a booming economy, failed to turn it into a successful business. After striking out in the business world, Lincoln joined the military, starting at the rank of captain and rising all the way to the rank of private. After failing in the military, Lincoln went where so many other professional failures go. He went into politics. But he wasn't any more successful as a politician. Lincoln suffered 12 election losses prior to becoming the 16th president of the United States. Yet he's now widely considered one of the most important presidents in U.S. history. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, you're not failing enough. It took Lincoln nearly 30 years to reach the pinnacle of professional politics, and even then, he was widely unpopular as president. In fact, he was so unpopular that when he was elected, 7 states seceded from the Union. And you thought your failures were big. You're not failing enough. Walt Disney was fired from his job by a newspaper editor who said he had no good ideas. Thomas Edison suffered more than 1,000 failures before successfully inventing the light bulb. Why is failure such an important part of success? Because it's not about the number of times you get knocked down. It's the number of times you get up. What is Lincoln remembered for? The business failures, the military failures, the political failures? No. He's remembered for being the president who kept this country together at a crucial point in our history. No one will remember your failures, but everyone will remember your successes. If you want to be great, you've got to be willing to attempt great things. And in the process, you're going to fail. I've failed. You've probably failed too. But if you haven't, why not? During college, I was in a fraternity. And I wanted to be a leader in that fraternity so badly, I ran for every leadership position that came open. I ran for secretary and placed second. I ran for vice president and placed second. I ran for president and placed second. In 5 years, I ran for 23 different elected positions, and I didn't win a single one. It got to the point where they started calling me brother second place. My senior year, I was selected to direct the variety show for the on-campus competition with the big 6-foot trophy, and you know what happened? I'd like to tell you we won and everyone celebrated. We placed second. Apparently, I had not yet failed enough, because what I didn't realize at that point was I was beginning to embark on a series of professional and personal failures. After college, I started a lawn mowing and landscaping company, and then shuttered my doors when after one summer, my only client fired me. Failure was beginning to become a habit. So after that, I decided I was going to try out for law school. I applied to a half a dozen different schools and didn't get into a single one. I was really beginning to be good at failure at this point. So after a couple of years of bolstering my resume and trying to become a little bit better, I applied to law school again. And this time, I got in. Success, right? Or was it? So I uprooted my family and I moved to Tulsa. I enrolled in school, and after finishing the first year, I realized this sucks. So despite gearing the previous 7 years of my life towards the goal of going to law school, I quit. I failed to finish. But I knew then it wasn't the path my life was supposed to take. It wasn't my passion. Now let's stop right there for a second and let's talk about passion. What is your passion? You might not know what it is. For a long time, I thought my passion was working 60 hours a week and watching football on the weekends, but that's not passion. That's passing through life. Why am I telling you this? Because I stand here today to tell you that failure is not a bad thing. I failed at so many things because I've tried so many different things. And I wouldn't change anything about any of them because they've all led me to this point at this time, doing what I love to do. I failed at more things in 31 years than most people have failed at in a lifetime. But I've also been very successful. Remember all of the lost fraternity elections, the lost variety show? Despite all that, when I graduated, my fraternity awarded me the Outstanding Graduating Senior Award and selected me to be our chapter's national delegate. And now when I go back, no one remembers that I never won an election, but they see my name on that plaque, on that wall, and that is what I'm remembered for. Now remember when I applied to a half a dozen different law schools and didn't get into any of them? I went to business school instead and got an MBA that helped nearly double my salary, and with that MBA, I was offered 2 full ride scholarship offers to law school the second time around. Now remember when I went to law school and dropped out after a year? Other than learning that nobody likes lawyers, what I realized was that what I was passionate about, what I was really good at, wasn't talking to a court and a judge and a jury. It was talking to a crowd of people. It was talking to an audience. I wanted to connect with an audience. I wanted to draw people in with my words. And so I've spent my time since that learning how to do that. You're not failing enough. But if you don't believe me, ask Michael Jordan about failure. Michael Jordan, who didn't even make his high school basketball team. Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost nearly 300 games. On 26 occasions, I was entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over in my life, and that is why I succeed." Fellow Toastmasters, I want you to succeed. And so I say this in the nicest way possible. I hope you go out there today and you fail, because that failure will bring you ever closer to success.